Hello everyone and welcome to Germany here today for what is qualifying at the Zorneding Grand Prix this weekend. It's already getting underway for what will be a very, very exciting weekend since we have a lot going on. It's round number 10 here, so it's the round number 10 out of 12, so we've got only a few races to go to seal those final championship positions. Germany holds host to some of the most notorious tracks, including Nürburgring, which is a very big and exciting racetrack. There are over 35 different dialects in Germany, so if you go anywhere you might find out there's a little bit of a different way of saying stuff around here. So, I am joined in the commentary box by King Dawson. Welcome.
Since last race...
Sorry, can you start again? I really apologise. Can you start again?
What? I didn't start anything. Hello? Yeah, I'm actually excited because there's no Dakar anymore. And last race was fun. The race before that was fun, and the season's been fun. And now that the main titles have been wrapped up, we can just have fun with an interesting track at the Zoneding in I don't even know where this is. Well, I know it's in Germany, but I don't know where in Germany.
Near
Some grass.
Munich.
Looks like. Is it in Munich? I thought Munich was a city.
Near Munich? It's near Munich.
Near Munich. Oh, whoa. That's great. But yeah, looking forward to this one. Especially with the, like I said, the Dakar not being here anymore. It's going to be a lot more interesting and a lot closer. Or might not be. Who knows? That's we're going to find out.
Indeed. But with 2 minutes to go, it looks to be Sunset GP dominating right now. But there's still drivers to go.
Well, not by much.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah, but I love my Geordie. But if you look at P2 to P2 to P4 is only about a tenth. So
yeah, it's not much in it, is there? It's I'm hoping it'll be a lot more exciting than last weekend. Was very exciting. If you haven't watched that, please go check that out because it was a Love My Geordie versus Dakar battle. So it was very, very interesting actually.
To win his 15th row racing title, Dakar, who is now officially, for the time being, retired. That was the last one for now.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, so, Dakar has been banned pretty much.
Well, he got released. That was his thing. But yeah, he has requested to be banned after the season to ensure that he doesn't drag himself back in because he just loves this darn league so much.
Yeah, if you want to join and try and start racing, there's definitely well, it looks at the grid. There's only about 14 drivers joining us today, so but there's a lot of space for improvements. It might be a few more in qualifying, but with 50 seconds to go of FP3, what it looks like the Apollo Motorsports are doing especially well again. They were P3 and P4 in the race last weekend, and now they're P4 and P6. So I wonder if we'll see a bit of more of improvement from the Apollo Motorsports. Could it be Apollo Motorsports versus Sunset GP? That is the main question to be asked here today.
Well, after last weekend, I thought that Apollo were, as a team result, much better than Sunset. Obviously, Bill Majority getting on the podium in second and coming so close to catching his first win. But as a team, Apollo were much better. However, Sunset have brought in this new guy, which is his home race, actually. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. German.
Correct.
You'll see him there in P2. He has got quite the ways to go to catch up to his teammate, even though the session's just about finishing, checking flags out. But just by them timings, he has got a ways to go to catch his teammate. Although for his first race, second in FP3, not a bad start.
Definitely not at all. It's obviously it's been sealed. The deal has been sealed by Boot GP. They are officially constructors and drivers champions.
Again.
Actually, yeah. Actually, no, sorry, they're not officially constructors. They're not officially constructors because
Well, they're very hard to catch.
yes, indeed,
But
Edox
if
would have to
anyone's going
get.
to catch them, it's probably going to be Sunset.
But unfortunately, Sunset is already out of the mix. Actually, I remember last weekend actually classifying Sunset GP as not being able to win the
Who is them?
constructors. It is everyone above Sunset GP. Actually, Sunset GP were just on the cusp of doing it.
Who's above Sunset GP?
So there's Apollo Motorsports, Braun GP, and Edox Sauber. Talking of Edox, actually, I just want to mention about what's happening there. Um,
Yeah, very interesting.
it's
What has gone on?
It seems like the team owner, Fexelan, has left, giving the team to Chris Zunn. Then Chris Zunn gave the team to Vass, and Chris Zunn re-signed himself as main driver.
Yeah. Um, and it's not like a whole he left it's just Fexelon is mainly focused on his other leagues, whatever. He doesn't expect to win anything really with
Mm.
Edox. He's gone off. Christian came in, but Christian wanted to drive, so he gave it away. So Christian is still driving, but yeah, just a little bit of a restructure, which could prove actually quite detrimental because I feel like Fexelon was definitely very active within the team.
Mm.
I mean, we saw in Bahrain when they got that 1-2. He was a big part in that with the keeping in touch with the drivers as they were driving, engineering them. So I think it could be detrimental to them. Although ever since Bahrain, they haven't really been up to par, and you've never really considered them in the running to win a race, like obviously Boot GP and Sunset and even Apollo Motorsports have over the past few races.
Yeah, I mean, Apollo Motorsports are definitely looking like the people to get P2 in the Constructors' Championship, especially after their performance last weekend. They're only about 32 points off. They're 32 points off Edox Sauber.
Very
So,
interesting.
but Sunset GP can get P2 in a Drivers' Constructors' Championship, I think. They just have to get
Well, I think after the
1, 2
start they
every
had
race.
and quite a roller coaster of a season they've had, I think P2 would be a very good achievement. And I'll be very disappointed if I don't see them even win a race this season because I think everyone around the paddock knows that the favourite to win this race is Love My Geordie. He's
Mm.
been in many positions where he's going to win, but Dakar's overtaken him in the last few laps. Now he doesn't have him in the way. Is that going to be the time for him finally? I hope so. I'd
Yeah.
like to see him win. But
I mean, it'll bring a bit of more excitement. And there we go. The server is shutting down. Um, so, oh, turn the music
I'm
off. Not
excited.
that. It's just the question is, will Geordie be able to do it? Because he had a massive chance in Silverstone, and he missed out on that. And then he
Yeah.
had a massive chance in Valencia, which he missed out on, even though he did a stonker of a performance into Valencia.
Although you could, that was the whole conversation during and after Valencia. It was Geordie faster than Dakar? Personally, I think he was faster that weekend than Dakar, but obviously his own mistake in the
Mm.
race cost him the position, and then he started to drop back. But I do still think if that mistake was never made, and that's the only foot wrong that Geordie put in that race,
Yeah.
I think he would have and probably should have won it. But his own mistake let him down. It's time, or he should use that as a big confidence boost to come second and to hold off Dakar for that long. Should give him the boost coming into this weekend. He's not got Dakar. He's got to do it, man. There's no excuses now.
Yeah, it's all coming down to this weekend. He has to be able to push hard enough to get it. It's definitely. I feel like Love My Geordie could win these last few races. To be honest, like
Has to.
these last 3 races are looking like Love My Geordie tracks. We have Zoranding, which is since Silverstone was a very top speed, very hard to overtake track, hard to gain on people.
Yeah.
Valencia was a very top speed track as well, especially that long straight. Um, it's just the question is,
Well, they have a lot of long straights in Valencia, but I feel like
hmm,
those tracks are better for racing. However, I mean, Silverstone was more close because there was not a lot of braking.
hmm,
Valencia had that element of Silverstone, like you said, with the long straights, keeping everyone very close together. But then it's in the braking zones where you kind of have to get on it a bit more. Dakar, obviously, with his style of driving, was always very good in braking zones. He hardly brakes through most of them, um, and he kept up very well. But like you said, one thing I'm interested to see though is the new teammate, how he will fare. I mean, this first race, he probably won't make too big of an impact. He could probably get on the podium, but
hmm.
after those, will he maybe prove an issue to Geordie if he's as good as everyone says he is? Could that be an issue for Geordie, who's been chasing this win so hard? Is that an issue? I don't know. We'll find out.
Well, yeah, it's. I'm sorry, I've just doing something really quickly. I had a bit of an issue. It's not really switching scenes. Um, sorry, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes, lovely. Sorry about that, everyone.
Beautiful.
Streamlabs froze, which is not very cool. So, any predictions for qualifying?
Geordie Paul. Is that even like a fair prediction though? I mean, it's like a guarantee, I think.
Hmm.
Well, randomizers, like you say, is very good in that one lap situation. You can string it together.
Hmm.
Um, this is where it gets interesting. Without deck air, without the OP drivers that are just make it impossible to race. This is where it gets really interesting. And it's a shame that we couldn't have had this the whole season with such a close
Hmm.
field, but we got to enjoy it now, and we'll definitely enjoy it next season if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's next season will be just as exciting. I can tell you this now. Actually, am I allowed to tell them? I'll have to.
What? Tell them what?
Well, it seems like Q1 is underway.
It is on the way.
There we go. So, we're looking at Dustizzle, who hasn't attended these last few races, quite
Who's he?
interestingly.
Oh,
He's the Lamborghini driver.
you know who I'm disappointed in? Audi.
Hmm.
Big Ion team. I think an Ion team would make an effort, right?
Yeah, well, I guess I think it's just the drivers not wanting to attend. I
Ion,
mean,
am I
we'll have to
right?
find out.
No effort.
I
You'll
guess they're
get an
not used to
RRA.
24-hour
There's only a
practice.
few Ion teams in RRA that make an effort. That's Boot GP and
Mm,
Boot GP.
mm. I'm actually interested now. I thought Braun GP would be out of the mix.
They've had a weird season as well. To be fair, Braun, start of the season, I remember, because I was at the start of the season, I was starting as a driver. They were really confident in the press conferences at the start of the season,
Hmm.
saying how they'd favour themselves. And they didn't do much. But then coming in midway, they started picking up. Usopp got a few poles, few podiums. And now they dropped off a little bit again. It's a very strange team. I don't think
Hmm.
Karpovr's the guy. I don't think he's the man. I think Usopp's definitely a podium contender. Um,
Hmm.
when he needs to be. He's just his strategies aren't always that great. Um, like we've seen in Silverstone, he boxed very late. I think in Valencia, he was one of the last people to box as well. It's very
Hmm.
strange though. For Braun, they're an interesting team. Doesn't seem to be much organization for them.
No, but I did. I actually. I had to. I have to admit, when I was making my calculations, for the standings, what could be happening near the end of the season, I kind of cancelled Braun out because I thought, because Wusa was the only driver for the last 3 races, I think, for Braun GP. I thought, well, other than Zenboy Gamer, sorry, I thought Braun GP could could possibly not even get the championship, but now, well, sorry, champ P2 in the championship, but now they're coming back and they're bringing Carpo F1 fan with them, and it's interesting because Carpo F1 fan's a good driver, and I just wonder if he'll be able to help Braun GP get those positions that they need.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a strange team. So same with Lamborghini. Would you call them a
Mm.
backmarker team? I don't know if you would.
They did have
Um,
Srosh for a while, but then they
they did, but actually, is the only one that's actually set a valid lap in Q1 at the moment. But
never
there's
mind.
just some teams which are quite confusing. Last race, we saw the Sparks. They were running very low down the order. Kaizen sometimes run really low, or sometimes they're midfield. Kaizen, let's speak about Kaizen, shall we? I have a bone
Okay.
to pick with these guys. They're renaming next season. Oh, they renamed a few times for next season. They
Yes.
changed it again. So they were originally, if I find their little media thing, I will find it for you.
Okay.
They originally were going to be Voiture Racing Porsche. Now I had to verify this with our very own Dakar, who's French. Myself doing GCSE French, past that by the way. That means car racing Porsche, which isn't a great name if you think
Because they're
about it.
German.
Because they're a German team
Hmm.
and they're sponsored by Porsche, so German brand. It's strange. So that got pointed out to them. Then they changed it. So now they are Voiture Rapide Racing Porsche, which means fast car racing Porsche.
Well, I'll tell you what. When they're racing, I'll only call them Porsche and Porsche only. That's all they're getting called in that race.
It's a strange thing. Kaizen, they don't really know what's going on with them. They're a very strangely run team.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
Kaizen
interrupt.
Valor.
Actually, Correct Jar has just set the fastest lap. 3/10 off of the track record actually, because Love My Geordie set the track record in FP3 of a 125 point something something. Let's have a look. 0.4. So he's about 3/10 off of Love My Geordie's fastest time, and Love My Geordie is not that far off Corrector. They're very closely matched, these two. So I wonder.
Yeah, that brings me
Is
back to my point. Like I said, will Corrector be an issue for Geordie if he gets depending on how much he adapts to these cars? And Geordie's struggled all season to get that win and whatever. Is this the problem now? Has he got a teammate which is going to prevent him? Could cause troubles in the team. I hope not. I don't want to see that.
Hmm. I'm very as I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say it. As team manager of Sunset GP, I think I've done a lovely signing here. It's all falling together now. It's all going together after a few bumps along the way with signing Corrector.
Yeah,
But they are getting along now, which is good.
hopefully. It depends if he prevents him from winning much.
Yes.
And I'd like to see just 1-2,
Oh,
1-2, 1-2 for the next four
what's
races or whatever, however many's left. But I'm
what's
not sure Geordie
happened
will
here?
like it. I mean, we saw how angry he was after losing the win last week to Dakar. He loses a win to his new teammate, his brand new teammate. That's got to tick him off a little
Hmm.
bit. When I say a little bit, probably a bit more than a little bit. That would
Yeah.
annoy me.
Apologies for the stream. It just stopped me from spectating other people for some reason. It wouldn't let me spectate. Apologies, everyone. I will get this fixed. Sorry, carry on, Jay. Interrupting you.
What else is there to talk about? Interesting track. This. Don't know much about it. Reminds me from the layout a little bit of Qatar a little bit of that.
Yeah,
A
actually, I
very
see
long
what you mean
straight.
there.
Yeah, it's just the way it kind of just goes.
Hmm.
Very long
I,
straight on the main straight. On the chicanes. It's an interesting track.
I have to
Multiple
say,
layouts as well to play with.
yeah, there's a lot of them. There's I have to say though, the chicane, which we're about to see in just a second, if you look on the stream, this chicane that they're coming up to now, the right and left, is very
That's how
difficult. As you
chicanes
just
work.
see, Zensem
It does. It's
just went
basically
really
two
wide.
90-degree turns.
Exactly.
Which is hard braking zone. But the track is quite wide. I've just seen another Lamborghini and a Braun go through there, and a lot more cars going through it right now. And when I say a lot more, about 5 cars just went through it. They
Mm.
seem to be coping all right with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it can be difficult, especially at start of the race when you've got quite an impeded vision with however many cars in front of you or whatever. Maybe
I mean, you're
tricky.
gonna have to wing it then if you got a load of people in front of you blocking your
Yeah,
view.
but by the time you come up to that chicane, there's quite a lot of corners have been and gone. But I'm looking forward to the race start because usually off the race start, you do see a lot of drivers going off immediately in the first
Mm.
corner. They
Oh,
overpush. What
Mr.
happened?
Matcher just spun. Coming out of that
Oh,
corner, went onto the grass there. Sorry to interrupt, but I have to say we saw a
oh,
fantastic battle between the Apollo Motorsports last weekend. Mum and Score Me versus
we did. Yeah, that was a very good battle. Has he gone off
Mm,
again?
that's just Mum and Score Me just stopped on the side of the track.
Yeah, I saw that. He went off as well. Interesting. But yeah, they did have a very good battle. You're right.
Hmm. Actually,
What the
talking of
hell has
Mum and Score
happened here?
Me,
Why are both the Sunsets parked at turn 1? They're not moving. Are they done in this
no, one of them
session?
is. I think they're done
No, they're
pretty much.
both
But I'll tell
moving
you
now.
one person that's not done. Mum and Score Me. He's yet to set a time now, and he's going to be
He's got
winning.
a set
He's just
one. He
lost
could
his
be
lap.
out.
Yeah.
This will be a major spanner in the works if an Apollo goes out. That's a very competitive car and a very competitive driver.
Here we
Should be all
go.
right though. He's got to nail this lap though.
This is the
Um,
hardest part of the track now. Here we go. Going into chicane. He looks to come out very unscathed. So here we go. Coming to this left-hander. Going onto those curves. I tell you what, a lot of people could
teammate
try
getting
and...
out of the way
Here
is
we
very
go.
nice of him.
Yeah, he's trying to stay out of the way so he doesn't block him off.
The team play in this team is very good. I like the structure of Apollo. We were talking about teams like Braun and Kaizen who don't seem to be very well organized in their team. This team is a very well structured and organized team. The drivers have respect for each other. They fight fair. They race
Mm.
fair. It's very nice to see. And they're a competitive team. As it
Yep,
comes
coming
around now,
final
onto the
corner.
straight.
There should be a time or else he would have backed off. There we go. And about to go across the line and Mum underscore Me gets through with the skin of his
Just,
teeth. Oh dear, I
just.
think it's just through
That
there.
was too close, I think. He'll be wiping the sweat off his forehead right about now.
That is an interesting one there.
It is
I
a
wonder.
horrible feeling. I know what it's like when you need to set that lap.
I'm sorry.
You get a little tense.
Yeah,
But
it's always those last few minutes. You think, oh
yeah.
mate, am I going to be able to get through? You know, and you start stressing
wasn't the,
out.
wasn't the perfect lap, but it was a lap to get him
Mm.
through. I think he'll have to calm down, go into the garage, come out, and do it first time. That's one thing I always want to do is when you get out, just set a lap. It could be average, could be great, could be terrible. As long as you get a lap on the board,
Mm.
you build from that. So there you go, just making it through. So out is Epic Dusk, Dust Dizzle, Hyzitco Alt, and the awesome Cyndaquil, who didn't set a time. So that
So
is
awesome.
the 4 drivers out of Q1. Interesting. Or did you expect those drivers to go out?
I'll be honest.
Epic
Um,
Dusk is a bit of a surprise to go out immediately.
hmm. Keeper Goss
Last
did very well as
weekend,
well, actually.
yeah, he did very well. Or was it Silverstone? One of the races, a few races ago, he was
Hmm.
very well, getting up into I
Portimao.
think it was in the top 4.
Portimao was Keeper Goss, actually, I think, was the one that did very well for Sparks
No, Epic
Racing.
Dusk. It might have been Silverstone, but Epic Dusk
Hmm.
is can be very well. I say very can be quite competitive when he wants. So a bit of a surprise to see him out immediately. He'll be disappointed.
Hmm.
But the work will have to be done tomorrow.
Yep. So we just got to now wait for Mum_me and Chris Zun. There goes Mum_me now, and
Yeah.
here comes. Yeah, there they go.
Mommy.
There we go. Oh, and he's
Where's Chris? Is he already in?
Mum_me just exited the pit lane. He's reversing now. So I have to say, I just realised Love My Geordie has set another track record, only by a little bit, not much.
They are close, those two.
10 milliseconds he got set a new track record.
Yeah,
10 milliseconds.
just 2/10 from his teammate. They are very close. And I'm not gonna lie, I might change my prediction. I think just to throw that little thing in, the little element of surprise, and it would be very awkward for Sunset if Love Joy doesn't get pole here and his teammate does. And that'll be interesting because, to be honest, just 2/10 isn't a lot. And if you have, say, Love My Geordie mess up his lap, or just have a little bit of oversteer, boom, that's it. He's through. Because I'd say Love My Geordie is the faster driver, but not by too much.
And there's a Sparks car on the main straight. I wonder if we can get that removed. But it's now Q2. I wonder if it'll be 3 qualifying sessions. Can we get a confirmation if that's okay? To see if there's going to be 3 or 2. I wonder if there's... Because if there's only 2, this will be the final qualifying session. So they'll want to put their foot down then.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. So...
That was terrible.
That was horrifically... I could have done better. I apologise. So, I want to ask you, who do you think is going to be P5 in the timing board?
P5 was very specific.
Yes.
It could be one of the... It might be Mummy, I think. Capable of going faster, but just based on the sort of how slow, or how just about he got through, I'd say could be him, or it could be one of the bronze. But I'm still going Mummy.
I feel as though it may be a surprise showing from maybe someone like Carpo Fan, or even Keeper Gas, because Keeper Gas seemed to be on the pace in Q1. So, will he be able to stick it in P5? It would be a very good up turn. It would be very good for Sparks if they can get into P5. Since I think they're second to last in the championship at the moment.
I could have just butt in here. Sorry about that. But speaking about P5 for Q2, I think it might be actually with Soup, because in Q1 he was a little bit off pace compared to the last few races. Like in Portimao, I'm pretty sure he was, I think, P2. So he's P8 in Q1 this time. So might be a he might pull up his socks and go up to P5. Who knows? Or maybe even higher.
Yeah. Actually, I might ask. That was our pit lane reporter, Purple Sheep. I might ask our other pit lane or our Sky pad guy, Astros.
We're gonna call it the RRA pad from now on.
Yeah.
The RRA pad.
Hello.
Not much updates, I
No,
imagine.
not at all. No one.
Quiet.
Imagine people boxing during this lap time. There were a few good laps already put in during the first qualifying session, as we saw the two sunsets were being very quick, but not. I don't. In my opinion, there's going to be brand new boundaries broken during this session. I feel like there's going to be a new track record set by either Jordy or correct gas, so whatever his name is. So in my opinion, this time is these remaining 6 minutes is gonna be time for some major track record breaking, because this is the final qualifying session of today. So we're gonna be seeing some major speed boundaries being broken.
Thank you for the information, Astros. Those were our 2 pit lane reporters. Hopefully we'll have them again tomorrow. But so far the fastest lap is Love My Geordie with 1:25.585. So not far off the track record, about 1/10 and a half. It's about 150 milliseconds. But there's plenty of room to improve. As Chris Zahn has gone P2 actually, and Corrector's P3.
It's, to be honest, it's quite hard to give a prediction. I mean, the easy one would just say Geordie's going to get P1. But, we've seen, I don't know, is this a track that catches people out? I don't know. But that's the thing. It's very close, and it could be mixed up very easily, and so it is hard to put down a prediction. I'd like a bit of a spiced up grid, to be honest. I do like that element of a very good driver starting a bit further behind than he'd like. He has to make it up and show it off, his pace. But yeah, I just can't really give much of a prediction. There's no one's completely standing out. Obviously Geordie, but I don't think standing out will work here.
Randomizer is also looking like one person to be keeping an eye on just now. He's just 6 milliseconds away from a 1:25. So, or 7 milliseconds to be completely accurate. But will it be an Apollo on the front row? Could Randomizer or even Mom_me put it on the front row? Stick it there. Stick it to the sunsets to stop them getting a front row lockout. Their first front row lockout if possible.
I mean, I feel like I'd take it as a big disappointment if it wasn't a sunset on pole. Because there's not much in the way of them now. And both drivers, there's not much in the way of them. They're 1 or 2 drivers, but they should overcome it. I don't know, I just have this strange feeling going on. Just, I don't know, something's interesting's gonna happen. I mean, Geordie's already set a decent time. But, yeah, I don't know. I got a feeling something's gonna happen. Something's gonna mess up the grid completely.
Well, P2 to P4 is extremely close, separated by 1/10 or 78 milliseconds is the P2 to P4. So, could we see it get even closer? Imagine if it's a pole position just snatched away by 1 millisecond. How interesting would that be? I mean, it would be
a big
ever so
story,
close.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be a big story. But time will tell.
Yeah, exactly. We'll find out in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so be sure to stick around. But it's looking like Corrector is not being on the pace fully just yet. But if we look at the timing boards, Corrector is actually... Never mind. Corrector's improved. Sector 1, Sector 2, and Sector 3. And there goes Corrector with a track record.
Whoa! There it is.
There's the feeling. There's
What did
the
I say?
feeling.
What did I say? There's that feeling, man. I feel like he can do it. I feel like he can do it. I
Wow.
kind of want him to do it because it would stir something up in the Sunset Garage. That's what we want. I want an in-team rivalry. I want it to blow over the edge. I want
What?
fist fights. I don't condone violence, but yeah, get in there. Get out your teammate. Teammate's your biggest rival, right? Something's gonna
Interesting
happen.
indeed. I'm gonna have to deal with this later on. I'm gonna have to find out if there's gonna be anything happening later on. I'm gonna have to see if there's gonna be anything difficult. Where did he gain all that time? That's the thing. I feel like it
Pulling
was
out of
the
the
last
bag.
sector.
Pulling it out
But
of the bag.
Love My Geordie improved in sector 2, and he doesn't
Oh, God.
improve.
There's still just 2/10 in it. Like, if Corrector can't sit back now, he can't be confident with his time, because Love My Geordie, I could probably say could easily blow that out of the water with a very good lap. So I would keep going, break that boundary, just like Astros on the RRA pad said, pushing the boundaries. That's a new track record right there. He's always right. The RRA pad is always right. And there it is right there. And just about time to set one more lap. If you're starting now, just about enough to set one more lap. So
Do you
gotta
guys
be.
If you're
think
on your-
this? Sorry about that. Do
Go
you guys
ahead.
think this might be a front row lockout, or do you think randomize might come out of nowhere and take that P1 or P2 position?
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be randomizer is known for his one lap wonders, so
I
can
don't think
he
he
bring
can
it
pull
in?
it off.
It
I don't
is
think he'll be
all
able to
down.
pull it off though.
It does
I mean,
look
I
like
think
it though. Yeah.
he could do. He feel free to prove me wrong, randomizer, but I just don't want to commentators curse anyone. And I think this here will be Love My Geordie coming on to start his final flying lap. And just behind him is the Sparks. I thought it was his teammate. The Sparks car looks a little bit like the Sunset. It's not his teammate. Well, here comes Geordie starting his final lap. I can't even spectate him, but that's so good. I'll just watch him.
Yeah, if you look at my
It's
screenshot.
nerve-wracking, you know? Can he do it?
There he goes. He's
Oh,
he's
really?
on the edge. He's really wanting that pole position. I can tell you that. His driving
Really
style, I've
giddy.
seen it before. He's going for it.
Don't invalidate, man.
So
I'm
in
really
three-
excited to see the outcome. Oh, the
Is that an invalidation?
I don't know, but it's Sector 1, 32.061. Korechka was 300th of a second quicker this lap. Mind you, he isn't valid.
Yeah.
So
So
it's very close right now. A decent sector from Love My Geordie. He's got to keep going, though. It's not an improvement. It's not purple. That's
Mum would
also
score
not an
me.
improvement.
I'm gonna score me
Quite
improves.
slow, actually, that
P5.
sector 2 randomizer, I think has finished his lap. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
Yep,
think so.
randomizer has finished, and he hasn't improved either.
Where is Geordie?
He's just coming through the final corner now. Here he goes.
Here he comes.
And now about to go across.
Big pole for his teammate.
And there he goes across the line, and he does not.
He's
Oh.
been beaten by his own teammate on his debut race. That's it. That's what I was talking about, man. Go out there and make a name for yourself. Beat your teammate. Home race. Boom. Stir it up, man. That's
That is
it.
correct, Joe. On pole position for his home race.
His first race, his home race, pole position like that, 2/10. That is what I'm
Wow.
talking about, man. That is a very, very good performance on both sunsets. Don't get me wrong, but Korechka, man, doing the things.
He's
That's
getting
what
it up there.
Sunset have been needing. A man who can do the job. If Korechka wasn't there, it would have been Geordie doing the job, but Korechka is there to do the job, seal the deal. 2/10. That is a comfortable margin. Woo. Love my
Okay.
Geordie.
He raced as
Looking
well.
a bit like a P2 king right now, isn't he?
Uh-oh, don't say that. I'm gonna have to deal with it later.
But
There we go.
it's only qualifying. We have the race tomorrow, but it's a front row lockout. Plus, Sunset, their first front row lockout of the season, I think. And there it is.
So yeah, that is qualifying over. I am I'm interested to see how this will turn out in the race tomorrow, because wow, that is just interesting. And Daka is sitting in the interview box. Daka has somehow pulled off pole position. Well done. Wow, well done, Daka. I need to find randomizer so I can interview him. We will be having
Well, do you
interviews
think-
in just a minute.
No, go ahead.
That's all I need to say.
All right, I was just saying, like, do you think this was a one quality wonder from Korechka, or do you think he will convert this into a P1, P2, or P3 in the race tomorrow?
Well, we'll have to find out. Be sure to join us tomorrow for that, because it's all gonna come down to that. Really, it's gonna be interesting. Oh, I'm interested. It's gonna be so good.
That
It's
was
gonna be so good.
what I was talking about.
Is
There's a
Geordie still in the
flying
game?
Yes, he is.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we can
He's
get into the end.
talking with his teammate actually.
Yeah. They seem quite content with each other right now. They talked. Doesn't look like there's any hard feelings. Obviously, it's only qualifying. Doesn't really matter. The job can still be done. But just like I said, don't want it to be a problem for him.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, isn't it? It's gonna be very, very
It
good.
really is. That run off to turn 1, we could see a very interesting fight for the win. Let's not take away the rest of the grid. Randomizer on P3, who's also very, very competitive. Maybe not so much in quality today, just half a second off of P2, which is a big gap. But we won't take that away. Chris Sean also put in a decent performance in 4th. One would just score me in 5th. The Brawn's quite lower down, but they're still up there in the top 10. It'll be interesting.
So, on the screen now is Dakar. Mr. World Champion. He's just come to watch today. Won't be racing tomorrow, so it'll be very interesting. As he's had a gun pull on him. This is some type of alleyway robbery. What's going on here? It's shoot him. It's It seems to be taken round the back. Oh, he goes up to the podium. And there he goes. Okay. So, and we might not be able to get an interview with Corrector. He doesn't seem to be wanting an interview. So
Does he
may have
speak
to...
English?
I think so. Yes, he is. He does speak English. Just whether he'll want to do it. So we'll interview Mr. Randomizer first. In a minute, we'll be bringing him into the interview VC. Well, we'll be starting soon for the interview, so we'll be back in just a moment, everyone. Thank you. So, after a very exciting qualifying session, we're now going to be interviewing Randomizer. If we can get the Brawn GP out there.
Mashallah, move, Zamboy. Fuck out.
Okay, so Randomizer, after P3 in the qualifying session, how are you feeling?
Good man.
How was the track out there? There was a lot of issues during free practice with bumps. Do you think it was any better during the qualifying?
Yeah. It was way better, man. There was no bumps, no nothing.
So, looking at your teammate Mum_me, they qualified. They qualified where? Let's have a look. They qualified P5. About 4/10 off of you. Do you think they can do any better in tomorrow?
No. No. No way.
I mean, after last weekend, it was you versus Mum_me. Would you say well, the battle was very close between you and Mum_me. Would you say it could happen again?
I might. No, not really. I think I'll just pull away.
Okay. Well, good luck tomorrow. Thank you for letting us interview you, and we'll see you tomorrow and how well you can do in the race. Thank you.
Mashallah.
So, once again, now joining me in the interview box, it seems to be a common occurrence now. Geordie, welcome back.
Hello.
So, after a very decent qualifying session, how do you feel?
P2. Beat it by my own teammate on his debut is pretty bad, but you know, first Sunset GP front row lockout, so I'm happy.
So, you said your teammate beat you. Would you say there's any inter-team rivalry in the team, or would you say it's still nice and calm?
Yeah, it's still nice and calm, but if I maybe lose tomorrow, it will be different.
It seems like you're getting a little congratulations, I guess, from Dakhead there. But tomorrow is the race. Are you hoping to do any better in the race tomorrow and hopefully grasp your first win?
Well, let's hope so. I got 3 races left to win my first race of the season, and I hope and I know I can do it this race, so let's hope so.
Okay. So obviously, like you said, it's the first front row lockout for Sunset GP. Are you hoping to do any better in the championship since you're just behind Chris Zun, who qualified P4 actually in the session?
Well, I think my race pace and RRA cars are very good, so I think I'm able to get P3 in the championship if I am very lucky and have the pace for it. If it looks like now, I have the pace for P3, so it's looking good.
Okay, well, thank you for letting us interview you. We'll look forward to seeing how well you can do tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up we'll be interviewing Correcture in a way. So we'll be back in a minute with Correcture. So now joining us in the interview box is Correcture. Welcome. Welcome to the interview box. And it's your home Grand Prix, your first race, it's your debut. Well done. How are you feeling? So so you got a front row lockout for Sunset GP. How are you feeling after that? Would you say it's gonna be? Would you? I guess that answers my next question pretty simply. It seems like Geordie's just coming over now. What's he going to say to you? Oh. No. Okay. Well, that is correct, Joe. I'm gonna keep this interview nice and short and simple. We'll see you tomorrow, Corrector, and good luck in the race. So that was qualifying with a front row lockout for the Sunset GPs, looking very, very spicy indeed. And after that very insightful interview with Corrector, they're looking to win tomorrow and hopefully beat their teammate Corrector at their home Grand Prix on their debut. So it just goes to show anything can happen here in RRA. And we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And yeah, be sure to join us. And thank you.